Sweet Christmas. Luke Cage was awesome. We're talking about it here on the Will West Show.
Knock, knock, open up the door.
It's Will. Luke Cage is the third Marvel Netflix exclusive show that takes place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's the third Defender that we've been introduced to, and now he gets his own series in Harlem. So we're talking about here on the Will West Show. This takes place sometime after Jessica Jones. Luke is on the rebound and whatnot because him and Jessica Jones got together a little bit, and he's kind of still reeling from the aftermath of that show. I'll talk about that at another day, but we're talking about Luke Cage right now. He's just working at a barbershop and working for Cottonmouth as a dishwasher. And surprisingly enough, like, this show is actually pretty solid. I do have some negatives, but they're like very nitpicky / just it probably would have made the show 100% instead of like at least a 90 or 80 in my mind. But we're just going to jump into all the characters and stuff right now. Luke Cage is awesome. I enjoyed him tremendously in Luke Cage. I want to say him and Purple Man, played by David Tennant, are the one things that got me through Jessica Jones, because Luke Cage, the actor who plays him, I want to say it's Mike Coulter, just nails this role. My exposure to him and Jessica Jones and most of the Defenders is through the New Avengers line during Dark Reign. That was a time when the bad guys were the good guys, and the good guys were like in hiding and on the run, and just him and Jessica Jones had a family, and just I can see this actor growing into this role and just growing into this future character with starting a family with Jessica Jones. It was just really cool to see like some of your heroes come full circle on TV. He's like a normal, regular dude. He's a bit cheesy, which I love because I'm so awkward and cheesy, similar to Luke Cage, but he's also got his smooth moves here and there. We also got Rosario Dawson from the Daredevil and Jessica Jones show. She's great. I would like to see maybe these two potentially get together, but I know in the comics, Jessica Jones and him start a family, so if nothing else, we'll get to see those two together a little bit. We get Misty Knight. She's an awesome detective. She also has these visions of crime scenes and how they happen. It reminded me of Willem Dafoe in Boondock Saints. I really liked her, and there was almost a moment, I don't know how much you guys know about the character, but she in the comics, she loses her hand and gets like a cybernetic one. They almost hinted at that happening in this. I was like, oh, are they going to do it? But this is a realistic show, so that they obviously couldn't do it. I like when they do like little nods like that. And speaking of nods, they even get Luke Cage in his original costume. Like, the way they do it is semi-brilliant. He looks in the mirror and goes, "Damn, son, you look like a damn fool." I'm just like, like, that's so funny because that's his old costume. The guy, the main villain is Cottonmouth, his sister, and eventually Diamondback shows up. Those are people from the Serpent Society, which I didn't think they were going to pull off at all, but like they've made them sort of like the kingpin of this Harlem area, and it works. And I must say, this show does not screw around. Like, Daredevil like had a little slow build before we got Kingpin and like all the major fights, but this, like, third episode, spoilers ahead, guys, Cottonmouth blows up a building with a rocket launcher. I'm just like going like, what? This is insane. I'm going to preface this with more spoilers, but in the second episode, a supporting player in Luke Cage's life, Pops, gets killed, and like apparently like his barbershop is like hallowed like Switzerland land, and once he gets killed, like, just the rage on Mike Coulter's face as Luke Cage, like, he's just going like, he's about to mess stuff up, and I'm just like, oh, like, I'm with you, Luke Cage, like, this shouldn't have happened, like, what the heck? I will say the one negative I have about this show is that it was a bit long. Like, towards the end, it was dragging for me. I was on a good streak of binging it, but then, like, about halfway through it, I was kind of going like, I don't need to finish it right this second. There's 5 more episodes. Like, if nothing else, when they continue these Netflix series, I know they're getting these 13 episode orders, but maybe condense it down to 10. I mean, Defenders is only getting 8, guys. Look it up on Wikipedia and any other site. They're only getting 8 episodes. So if they can condense 4 heroes and whatever they're going to be defending New York and Harlem from just into 8 episodes, these individual characters don't need the 13. I appreciate that extra time, but sometimes it's not warranted. I've also appreciated that almost every episode has a musical guest. Someone pointed this out to me on a website, and I was like, oh my god, they do. Because there's the place that Luke Cage works at. He's a dishwasher. It's a restaurant, a little Harlem club, and there's like a musical guest each time. Also, Method Man shows up. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but the way they work Method Man into this, it's just like, I'm going like, that's actually kind of clever. That's pretty funny. I'll let you guys watch it yourself, but it's brilliant how they get him in there. He's not a musical guest, but just His cameo is awesome. Though maybe not. Oh, another negative. I mentioned Diamondback. He is an awesome character, and just like the history with him and Luke Cage going back and forth, I liked. But I will say, and slight spoilers, guys, it's in the last episode, they give him a costume, and I know we're living in a world with Captain America, Thor, and Daredevil having costumes, specifically in this universe, but even Luke Cage in his original costume, Jessica Jones isn't wearing her regular costume. I mean, hell, Punisher technically isn't wearing a costume, he's just wearing something that people made up for him, and same with Daredevil. It just didn't work with the tone of this show. And this, like I said, the show does not mess around. This tackles a bunch of like issues the world is dealing with today with race and cops and kind of crappy political situations. You have to watch it for yourself. It's pretty solid. I can't give it a full 5 out of 5, guys. It does drag a little bit for me, and like I said, those little nitpicky things do kind of ruin a little bit for me, but I did finish it. I enjoyed it. It's a 4.75 Sweet Christmases out of 5. So what do you guys think? Who's your favorite Defender? Are you guys looking forward to Iron Fist? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, guys, when there's a will, there's a way.